Afternoon, everyone.
Afternoon, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to those that have just joined. I see we're up to about 34 right now, so thanks everyone. We'll just give it another minute for more people to join. We've got about 60 people subscribed for the event today, so a great turnout. But we're not going to wait for all of them because I'm sure some of them are putting out fires as usual. All right, thanks everyone for joining. We're up to 45 and we're 2 minutes past. So in the interests of time, I'm going to get things going. Welcome back to those of you that have done these with us before. Bytes and Bytes, we've been doing them for a couple of years now, and they're always well subscribed, and today looks no different. As I mentioned earlier, we've got about 60 people RSVP'd, and we are rapidly approaching 50, which is a great turnout. Today we're joined by Cybercentric, which is a recent amalgamation of Red Store and another business named Titan HQ. Owen is going to be our speaker for the majority of today. He'll be followed by Alice, and he'll touch a little bit more on how that merger has come to be. A lot of you are probably familiar with Red Store. We use them as our preferred backup supplier, and they've done some really exciting things. And I think this merger is quite exciting for us because it brings a bunch of very important skill sets under the same roof, which is brilliant. So that's part of what we're talking about today. Specifically, we are touching on email archiving and some security awareness training, educating our users. So on the archiving front, pretty sure almost everyone in the room is using some form of archiving, probably half or more of which is Mimecast or other solutions. We've been very impressed with what the guys at Cybercentric have as a competitor product to that and to the other things out there. And again, as you guys know, that's what we're here to do. So Torito's value to all of you as IT managers and CIOs, we remain agnostic. We always want to be presenting you guys with the best solutions out there. We understand that you're making decisions based on all sorts of criteria, be it budget, be it ease of use, be it simple brand value or happiness of the actual utilization of the product. There are a number of reasons you make the decisions you make, and we want to make sure that every couple of months we're coming back to a particular product and showing you what else is in the market. As I said, there are a number of things under one roof here, and there's some really exciting things that we're expecting from Cybercentric in the kind of months and year to come, and this is a good start. And then the other side is going to be the security awareness training, and as I said, Alice will take us through that. User education is the biggest bugbear for all of us. Everyone in the room, outside of Torito people, everyone in the room is an IT manager, a CIO, or an CTO. You all understand the dangers here. We all know what the data says. Human error is the largest concern we have. It's the largest threat we have in the event of breaches. There's always someone responsible who made a silly error, made a silly mistake. And we firmly believe from our standpoint that you as an IT department need an automated solution. It's awkward if you're firing out your own tests because you don't want to bump into the chairman of the board at the at the year-end party and have him raise an eyebrow at you because you tricked him into clicking on a link and you stole his password. So aside from the very real awkwardness of tricking the people that pay your salaries, you've got two, I think, levers that you can pull from a security awareness training standpoint. And unfortunately, the harsh reality is it's either embarrassment or fear. And you don't want to be attacking your users with those things. You want a standalone automated product that's going to do it for you. Because we all know if users are paying attention to where they're putting their credentials in how they're accessing things and what links they're clicking on, they constantly need to be educated, and they're going to make mistakes, and the mistakes they make are for completely different reasons. Either a lack of education, either the fact that they're running out the door on their way to a customer, or they think they're doing the right thing and they're not, or they're scared into making a payment because they believe they're talking to the CEO. All of these things are very relevant, and security training is an incredibly necessary part of the job. All right, so I'm not going to take up more of your time. Hopefully you guys have your Uber Eats vouchers and you're either already eating your lunch or it's on the way. Again, thank you very much for your time. I'm going to hand over to Owen to kick us off with the archiving.
Yep, thanks, Aaron. Thanks, everybody, for joining. My name is Owen. I'm one of the account managers here at CyberCentric. Just to give you a bit more kind of background on that recent merger. So Titan HQ and Red Store, we've recently joined forces and we're now operating under the new name of CyberCentric. Titan HQ, we've been a leader in cybersecurity for over 25 years now. We would specialize in email security, email archiving, DNS filtering, security awareness training, and email encryption. And then Red Store, as most of you are familiar with, bring the expertise in data backup and recovery solutions. So together we're offering like a complete integrated approach to protecting and managing your data, covering everything from cybersecurity to threat prevention and reliable backup and recovery. Before I jump into a demo, so we're going to be focusing on ArcTitan, which is email archiving and security awareness training. So before I jump into the demo, I just kind of want to set the scene a little bit as to why archiving matters and the advantages that ArcTitan can bring to your organization. So when I talk to customers, the same things keep coming up around email data. So compliance, accessibility, and just making sure that the critical information is preserved, whether that's 5 years, 10 years, even 15 years down the line. So on the compliance side, ArcTitan lets you apply retention policies in a way that's practical. So because it's true archiving, it's not just journaling, you've got like a tamper-proof, legally defensible record of all of your emails. It's built to capture and preserve every email, so it automatically archives everything that comes through your mail server. There's no gaps, no missing data. At the same time, then you have full control to adjust retention policies to meet the compliance needs or your business needs, all while keeping it accessible on the archive. From a technical perspective then, so ArcTitan really is designed to take the load off of your live environment. So by moving older email into the archive, you cut down the high costs that are associated with keeping everything in your M365 environment. The security is built in as well, so there's full encryption of your data both in transit and at rest. But what really stands out, what I can show you in a few moments, is the lightning fast search in ArcTitan. So we know with Microsoft, like trying to dig out an old record, it can be slow and very frustrating. Whereas with ArcTitan, you can find what you need instantly, and you can take action on that data then as required. With that in mind, I'm going to walk you through ArcTitan, show you it in action, so you can see how it all works. Just one point I want to touch on as well. So look at one of the biggest questions that we hear all of the time from our clients is about migration. Okay, so how easy is it to move your emails from your incumbent archive into ArcTitan? The answer is that it's seamless. So at ArcTitan, we have a migration tool. So it will fully automate the data migration from a number of third-party cloud vendors. So that would include the likes of Barracuda, Mimecast, and a number of other vendors, okay? How it works, we would migrate your data into our migration server. From there, it's encrypted, it's securely transferred into ArcTitan, and throughout that process, then you would have complete visibility on the migration. Once it's complete, we'll provide you with a full export log so you can see exactly what was moved and when. So yeah, just in short, we handle that entire migration process, and there's full security and transparency and security built in as well. So I am now logged into ArcTitan. Within ArcTitan, there are 3 user roles, okay? A privileged user would have access to the entire company archive, okay? When a privileged user makes a search inside ArcTitan, they must give a reason for the search, just to again ensure full transparency. Every search that a privileged user makes in ArcTitan, there is a full audit trail. Every single keystroke that they make is provided to a second type of user, which is a data guardian. Okay, so there's a 4-eyed approach to everything that a privileged user does within the archive. In terms of the search functionality, it is done by searching for keywords, but there's a number of different email channels that we can also search through. Okay, so you can search the entire email, you can search just the subject, the body, or you can search within attachments as well. What I really want to highlight here is the speed of search within ArcTitan. So I'm going to search any date. So as you can see, we've got over 500,000 emails on the platform. Okay, you can filter by the sender or recipient as well. I'm just going to search through the entire archive here. Let's say there was a termination case to do with a particular employee, and I needed to bring up any records associated with that. And this employee's name was David Merrill. So I'm going to include David Merrill. And as you can see, within less than 2 seconds, we've now got 159 search results associated with David Merrill. Again, you can refine your search. So as this is to do with a termination case, I'm going to include the word termination. And again, that brings us 9 search results. So really, really powerful. The way that we index mails means that it's extremely quick to find the email that you're looking for and take action on it. Once I have found the emails that I'm looking for, there's a number of things that we can do from here. Okay, we can click on an individual email. It will open up the message thread on the right-hand side, but we can also take actions on the group of emails. So we can refine our search even more. We can filter maybe emails that contain attachments, emails without attachments. We can filter emails, look for specific attachment types. We can filter by the attachment size or the recipient count as well. You can also take some actions from here, okay? So we can restore the results. So if there was emails that have been deleted from a user's Outlook, you can actually restore them directly back into the recipient's inboxes from here. You can forward the results to a particular mailbox, or you can download this group of results into a zip file, a PDF, or a PSD directly from the archive. Okay. Any action then that can be taken on that group of emails can also be done on an individual email. So again, you've got your 3 dots up here. Do I want to forward this? Do I want to download it maybe as an email or a PDF? Or do I want to restore this individual email back into the inbox of the user? And this is all done instantly, okay? One important thing to mention as well is that each email is tagged with its own unique security verified message key. So because this solution works off a journaling rule, we're taking a copy of the email, we're archiving it before it actually hits the user's inbox. So it just means that this email is an email that's untampered with. It's an original copy of the email, and that is actually held up in the court of law for a number of our customers as well. Also, if a user was to delete anything from their inbox or their Outlook, the original copy of the email will always be stored on ArcTitan. Okay. Very, very straightforward, very, very quick, very simple, very user-friendly, but very powerful as well. A couple of other tabs that I'd like to show you up here then as well. So we have the option, we've got a Spaces folder up here, okay? So Spaces would allow you to maybe select multiple emails, select a chain of emails, and save them to a space, okay? So you can create a folder, save it to a particular space, or create a new space. So let's say Torito demo test. Okay, I'm going to create a folder, and I'm going to save those to that space. What that then allows us to do is it allows you to create like a custom view that can pull together results from multiple searches. There's no need to manually move emails into a PST file, maybe to share with others. So with the space, then you can collaborate on reviewing content. You can take actions like exporting. Some customers might like to have a retention policy set on their archive for 7 years. You might want a subset of data that you need to hold indefinitely. So you can save that data to a space, and then you can apply what's called a legal hold, which means that that data will be held until that legal hold is lifted. So for example, we can click into one of these spaces, take some actions like apply legal hold. If you want to request for content deletion, you would move that content into a space, request the deletion. Again, there is the 4-right approach, which is required for deleting emails. It just means the deletion request needs approval from that data guardian, which is another user role within the platform. Okay. Another tab that I'm going to come to here is our history tab. So this is just a view of all previous searches that I have made on the platform. Okay, we've got our recent searches, we've got our saved searches. So saved searches can be quite useful if you run a search quite frequently that might be complex. I've seen customers that might have a search containing 150 keywords that they might run each month. So you can save that search within here, and you can easily, by clicking the 3 dots, just execute that search whenever you need it, and it will bring up a new search containing that plus any new data that has been added since your previous search. Okay. We've got our downloads folder, so any downloads made to the platform will be moved over to your downloads folder here, and then you can easily execute the download from here. Very, very simple. It's an email archiving solution, but it's the power lies in its speed of search. There is one more feature then that I'd like to show you. So this is the web UI. We also have an Outlook add-in up here, which allows you to search directly through your archive from Outlook. Okay, so if I can click on any email from one of my colleagues. Let's go to Kieran. Again, I've got my Outlook add-in. I can click the little button, which will bring it out. This will sign your users in via single sign-on. Again, I've got the same keyword search functionality here. So I can search for ArcTitan. I can use my date range. So let's go any date. And again, that will bring up all of the emails containing that keyword between myself and my colleague Kieran, regardless of whether that email is still in Outlook. If that email was from 10 years ago, it will bring it up here. I can open the email and I can take some actions on it, or else I can click this little box up here, which will SSO me into my individual ArcTitan portal. Okay. Back to the platform again. So the searching that I did there, I was logged in as a privileged user. Okay, so that might be persons from your compliance, legal, HR teams who will have access to the entire archive. Okay, there are exemptions and rules that you can set. Maybe you want to exclude your CEO's mailbox from being searchable by a privileged user. You can absolutely add those rules. There's full kind of granularity and flexibility. Another type of user we have then is a basic user. Okay, so at Titan HQ, I'm a basic user. Once I log into the archive, I can only see emails, my own emails, any email I've ever sent, received, or been BCC'd on. But again, I've got the exact same features and functionality that a privileged user would have, but just for my own emails. Okay. That is pretty much ArcTitan in a nutshell. Very, very simple and very, very user friendly, as I said, but really, really powerful. The way that you can find an email that you're looking for in a matter of seconds and take the required action. Just going to stop there for a second and see if there's any questions.
Appreciate that. Thanks, Owen. We've got a couple of questions that have popped up in the chat. So, Paul, if you're able to, Paul can tackle those.
Perfect.
Or you can comment on them.
Yeah. If Paul's happy to tackle those, I'm happy to keep going here, Aaron, and we can move on to the security awareness training, and maybe we can take some questions at the end.
Yeah, that's great. We're running very ahead of schedule, which is wonderful. So we're 20 minutes in, so that's great. So I agree. We'll create some time for Q&A at the end, and come back to the archiving. I've got a couple of other things I'd like to talk about as well. But then, Alice, let's hand over to you to tackle the security awareness.
Yeah, so it will be me that's doing the security awareness training as well, Aaron. Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. So look at just a bit of set the scene again, I suppose, for the security awareness training. So we know that in today's landscape, human error is still the biggest risk that's posed to any organization. But we also know that IT teams, especially in smaller to medium-sized businesses, you're often stretched thin. Okay, so you mightn't have the time to manage any sort of complicated security programs. That's exactly why we've built Titan HQ SAT. Okay, it's a fully automated solution. So once it's set up, pretty much runs itself. We're using AI to create realistic phishing lures. It means that your team, you don't have to spend hours designing tests. Add in then the automated reporting, the seamless Office 365 integration again. It's just very, very easy way to strengthen your first line of defense, which is your people, without adding extra work for your IT team. We're also like coming at this as cybersecurity professionals. Okay, so our company, as I mentioned, we've been in email security for 26 years. So we understand the threats that you face and the challenges that your team deals with every day, especially when it comes to phishing emails and the evolving threats associated with them. So what I'm going to do here now is just show you how the training works, the value it delivers, and why thousands of organizations around the world are trusting us to protect them with security awareness training. What you're looking at here is the Titan HQ platform. Okay, so this is a multi-solution platform that is native to Office 365. Okay, it is an API-based solution. It's a quick onboarding. It's 10 minutes. You're accepting a couple of the Microsoft Graph API permissions. That's how we're adding a connection to your M365 environment. One onboarding covers you for security awareness training, for phishing simulation, and for email security, which is our kind of advanced phishing protection for M365. Today's call is focused on the phishing simulation and security awareness training, but just want to highlight we do have an API into ArcTitan as well from here. And we are rapidly getting to a place where we will have all of our solutions on this single platform, with the end goal to have our backup solution as well on the platform. Okay. Going to jump straight into an end customer portal here. Okay. And we'll jump into what the phishing simulations and security awareness training looks like. Okay. So again, it's extremely quick. As an IT manager, you can enroll your entire company in security awareness training and phishing simulations in 30 seconds and let that run continuously. Okay. What you will see when you're logged in, you'll see in the phishing simulation side of things, you'll see all of the lures sent across your company. See the amount of clicks. You will see visibility on your licensed users, and then just a high level view of each user, the amount of phishing lures they've received and clicked. Okay. First thing I'm going to do here is create a campaign. Creating a phishing campaign, it really is a 30-second job. You give the campaign a name and you decide how long you want this campaign to run for. So we've got options to run for a month, 3, 6, or 12 months. What would be recommended is continuous. Okay, coming back to the automation. You don't want to be coming in here too often. Click next. Do you want to target all users in your organization, or do you want to target select users? Let's target all users. Once I click create campaign, that's your company enrolled in security awareness training. What does that entail? It's all included on the right-hand side. Okay, so what we do is we will target each user in your organization with one phishing email at random within each 2-week window. So each user will receive 2 phishing emails per month. Any user who fails that phishing test, who clicks on a link, who opens an attachment, will automatically be enrolled in reactive-based security awareness training. Okay, again, comes back to the automation. We're picking the phishing email for them. We're also assigning them reactive-based security awareness training. At the end of each month, we're automatically sending the admin, your IT admin, we're sending you the full campaign results. Okay, so what users have clicked on what email, who has completed their security awareness training, who hasn't, who are your high risk users, what's your overall company compliance score. Okay, so this is just a 30-second setup and you're covered, and you can let it run continuously. Create the campaign. It's created. What that campaign then looks like for a user, or what those emails might look like. So they'll get sent directly into the user's inbox. Here I have one of these phishing lures sent to me from Revolut. Okay. What's nice about it is because we're using direct mail injection, we're accurately spoofing the domain. So if it's from Microsoft, it will be microsoft.com. As you can see, this looks quite realistic. It's revolut.com. If I were to click on that link, I immediately get a pop-up. Okay. It's letting me know I've just failed a phishing test, which was designed by your internal security team. It's given me some email safety tips. Okay, so what are the characteristics that I could have looked out for in this email, or what could I look out for in the future to recognize it as a phishing lure? Okay. We also give the user we have an Outlook plugin that allows them to report this email as phishing. Okay, and that data will also be tracked and reported within the UI. Sorry, apologies. Once the campaign is running, you have full visibility on it. Okay, so let me look at one that's running now. We can see all of our users. We can see each of them has received an individual unique phishing email. You can see if it's been delivered or the time and date that it's scheduled to be delivered. And you can see if a user has either reported it using the Outlook add-in or if they've clicked on it. But you can also see the exact email that they have received. Okay, so here's a PayPal one that Ryan has clicked on. And just to give you an idea of the quality of the phishing lures, okay, we have an AI tool that's generating these on the back end on the fly. We have a click rate of about 9% across all of our customers, so it just highlights the quality of the lures as well. Just to show you some examples. So stuff like shipping delivery notifications, tax scams, there could be Microsoft logins, Google logins. We've got about 700 phishing emails in our bucket at the moment, which have all been added within the last 18 months. So really up to date and high quality phishing lures. Once a user clicks on one of those phishing simulations, they will instantly receive reactive-based security awareness training. Okay, just to show you what that would look like. When my Outlook decides to load. So they will just receive an instant email to say that they've been enrolled in security awareness training by their admin, and then it will be one module per click. In this instance, because this is coming from the demo platform, I sent 3 to myself. Once they click on the link, it takes them directly to the security awareness training module, which typically is a short, engaging video somewhere between 2 minutes to 8 minutes long, which nobody wants to sit through a 20-minute long video, but they're as short and kind of snappy and as engaging as possible. We do have a full content catalog to share as well, which includes our full kind of library of content. Okay, so we cover 12 different security awareness training topics. Beneath each topic is a number of different modules. So we've got, I think, about 110 individual modules on there at the moment. So no shortage of content, and we're constantly adding to that. Hopping back to the security awareness training portal. So that was the phishing campaigns. You can also schedule security awareness training for all users, because all users might not be clicking on the links and getting the reactive based training. So you can actually come in here, you can schedule security awareness training. You could schedule 1 year's worth of training. It will take 20 minutes, maybe a half an hour. You would pick your start date and completion date. You would give it a name. You pick the security awareness training module that you'd like to choose from. So we've got 104 on it at the moment, but constantly adding to it. Okay, so you can pick one or multiple. You click next. Again, all users are select users. You schedule it. That's it, done. Really, really quick and simple to set up these campaigns. And as they're running, then you can come in and you can monitor these. So here we've a list of modules. You can click into any of the modules. You'll see the individual users and whether they have been assigned the training. If they've completed it, this will say completed. Okay. While you have visibility on those campaigns as they're running, we do send out a monthly report to all of our users, which would look like this. Okay, so it's sent on the 1st of each month. So on the 1st of October, you will receive the September report. So it's a breakdown of each individual user, the number of security awareness training modules they received in that month, the number completed and not completed. Bear in mind, these stats are slightly skewed because they're from our demo platform. Again, you'll see the amount of phishing lures sent, the amount clicked, and then just an overall kind of company summary up here. So your overall completion rate and overall click rate, which is probably the statistic here that you want to be getting down as close to 0 as possible. The final thing that I want to come to here with the security awareness training would be our content manager. So it's just a nice feature that allows you to add your own content. Okay, so you can upload PDFs or MP4s, maybe your own company policies or procedures to make training directly relevant to your organization. You can just quickly add or update content, maybe response to new threats or compliance changes or any sort of internal initiatives, push it out through our platform and be able to monitor the completion rate of your users as well. Again, I know we're probably a good bit ahead of time here, Aaron, but that is our security awareness training and phishing simulation in a nutshell. Like again, I hope that you can see the value in how automated this solution is. Okay. We did have a legacy product that was much more granular, quite time consuming to create campaigns, customize lures, and our data showed that our customers weren't actually using all the bells and whistles that were on it. So we've stripped this back and we're kind of taking the approach, why should you be have all that functionality when we can do it for you? You know, we're providing high quality fishing lures, automated reports.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks, Owen.
Yeah.
And I think a big thing for us, well, first of all, with both of these solutions is saving time, is saving you guys time as an IT department. Um, as IT managers, CIOs, you're not just responsible for keeping technology functional in the business, you're increasingly responsible for protecting the business, protecting the brand integrity, protecting intellectual property, protecting the data which feeds both of those, brand value in the event of a breach, and how that has to be reported out to your customers as well as the broader market. We all know the dangers. Everyone in this room knows the dangers. I think the trick is convincing those that hold the purse strings that something like this is necessary. For me, massive value again for the IT departments is this saves you a tremendous amount of money, or sorry, a tremendous amount of time. And time is money. If you're not having to perform search functions for your users on their mail, we know the Outlook search function is not great. And if you're able to automate the security testing and the training, you're saving yourself a tremendous amount of time, and you can then focus on other more important things like mitigating real risk elsewhere, and unfortunately disaster recovery. I'm sure everyone can agree. You know, we see this in the IT departments we support, and I remember it over many years of being outsourced IT. Email inboxes are diabolically difficult to manage, and generally, what happens is the busiest people in an organization have the worst the worst inbox. They've got extremely large inboxes. Their storage functions are terrible. Their subfolders are diabolical. There are all kinds of problems. And you can sidestep whatever bad email management they have by having an easy to use email archiving solution. And I think that's what I'm really seeing here, which I love, is the portal you're looking at is easy and simple to use. And again, that means you can give it to your entire user base, or maybe just the managers or whoever. But when you can offload something like this, and like I said in my comment on the chat, if you can offload those tickets that are hitting your department, can you find this email for me from 2024? Can you do this? Can you do that? Again, it's a massive help for you. And then touching on the security side, that's what all the boards are worried about. That's what your CFO is worried about. That's how you're getting this over the line in terms of creating that budget for solutions like this, is so much of this speaks to security. And in the inevitable downtime. If an inbox is corrupted, if someone loses mail, to be able to jump onto a completely separate solution and find that mail means that your operational downtime is not happening, and you're not having someone at your door or constantly messaging you, asking you for a rapid solution. That's what hurts from a support perspective. You need these sorts of solutions. Any questions from anyone that's not being posted on the chat? Does anyone have something they want to raise a hand and ask the speakers? Nope. All right. Well, I think this is great. We've had a fast one today. So I'd like to really thank everyone for joining. Thank you, Owen, and everyone else from the Cybercentric team. Thank you to Melissa and Jess, as usual, from our side, for putting this all together. I hope you guys got some real value. And again, please do reach out to us. We're going to be following up with you guys. Most of your account managers are in this session right now, or get the recording. Everyone gets the recording of it. Your account managers are going to be in touch. I think what's just necessary is, regardless whether or not you're going to take the solution, understanding more about it makes perfect sense. Being well informed is necessary. So please do book some POCs with us, book the next meeting. We'll get a little bit more into detail with you guys, show you a little bit more, I think, specifically how that migration might work and the tool that's going to extract data out of your existing solution, be it Mimecast or another. We all know that getting your data out of Mimecast is a very expensive operation. So delving into that more based on what that looks like for you as a customer, we're very, very happy to do. And Owen and the team will show you what those tools look like and how those migrations are handled. Thanks, everyone. Enjoy your lunch, and we'll see you for the next one, or we'll see you in a meeting soon. Have a great afternoon.
Thanks, everyone.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Bye.